For today's recipe, we're going to be cooking blackened muskrat. For step-by-step directions for this recipe and many others, visit thegreenwayoutdoors.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Greenway Outdoors Kitchen. I know what you're thinking. Please tell us there is not a cooking segment on this episode with muskrats, but there is, and we're going to be cooking up this muskrat. Lucky for me, Jeff didn't mention that this recipe calls to soak it in salt water for 2 days prior to actually eating it. So because of that, it takes a lot of blood and a lot of the game flavor out of the meat. I haven't done that, so my meat's going to be a lot more red than yours is if you're following this recipe perfectly. But with that said, let's get started.
Start by dredging your muskrat in olive oil. After that, you're going to coat it evenly throughout the entire muskrat with blackening seasoning. Then add all of your fresh vegetables to your mixing bowl. Coat with olive oil and then mix in the remainder of your 1/4 cup blackened seasoning. Mix the oil and spices thoroughly, then place on a baking sheet coated in foil to create a bed for your muskrat. Then we'll be searing the muskrat on both sides in hot oil on your stovetop set to medium-high heat. Move your muskrat over to your bed of vegetables, then put in your oven at 385 degrees for 20 minutes. After the initial 20 minutes, you'll want to add your chicken stock over the meat and the vegetables. This will help with flavor and will also keep the meat moist during the cooking time. Now leave your muskrat in for an additional 20 minutes, and then it's ready to be plated and served.
All right, I've got to say it smells not terrible, this muskrat. It kind of, the meat's kind of like a oily, not bad. Okay. I'd say it's not good. It's not bad, but I feel like there's more game flavor than there would need to be, and I feel like that could be solved by if I had soaked it for a couple days in the salt water, and it would probably be a lot better. I can tell that the backing of the meat itself is not that bad. It's just there's a little bit of a game hint to it. So I would recommend definitely soaking it and trying this recipe. You know, we use the pelts, we utilize all the other parts of the muskrat that most people do. I want to take it one step further. If I'm going to take a life, I also want to harvest and eat the meat. I'm going to continue to eat this too, regardless of whether we soaked it or not. But in the future, that will be a step I will not skip, and I would recommend you don't either. For this recipe and many others, visit thegreenwayoutdoors.com. Also, check out our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook pages. We'd love to hear from you on episodes you like to see, and tune into our weekly podcast that comes out on Wednesday nights. Thanks so much for tuning in, and stay green.